What's up, itches? It's a new year. So, this is story time. When I was about 16, 15, 16, I dropped out of school. And my stepdad, Lou Bertelli, shout out to him, he's passed on. Um, he told me I needed to get a job if I dropped out of school. Now, I was doing all kinds of dumb shit, smoking weed. I stole his car once, I just did a lot. I did whatever the hell I wanted, and he wasn't going to go for it. And he told me either go to school or get a job. So I went and got a job working at this bakery, and he had taken my house key. So I basically had to be home by 11 or else he'd lock the door. So he took my key and he said I would get it back once I got a job. So I got a job. I started working. I started giving my mom money and whatnot. And I went to him and I was like, I'm working now. I'm giving up money. I'm like, can I have the key so I can come and go as I please. I want to, you know, cause I'd go out till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. I didn't care. And I'm living 15, 16 years old, living like I'm grown. Stupid shit. I stole his car. Like, I stole shit out of the house. Like, I was stupid. Like, I acted like a fool. So he said, no, I think it's best that you leave. So at 16, I left the house with a little bag. I ain't had nothing. I was homeless for a couple of days, and I met a friend. His name was Ron, and he took me home to his house. And his mom, Sherry, Mama Sherry, shout out to her. She's probably passed on by now. Um, but she took me in, and the day that she took me in, she hits the lottery for like $700, $800 or something like that, right? And she needed it at the time. And she said to me, "See, when you do good things for people, it comes back to you." I didn't expect for it to come back like that, but it did, And you know, um, thanks to her, I wasn't on the street. I wasn't homeless, and she helped me out big time. And I'm to this day, I'm forever grateful. But and then so my it caused a lot of friction between my mom and him, and my mom was like, hurt that her son was on the street, and so their relationship didn't last, and she left, and he did the right thing by putting me on the street. My mom is being my mom, she you do that to a mother, it devastates them, and maybe she should have went along with it and said, hey, you know what, you want to live the way you want to live, then you're gonna have to do, have to deal with the consequences of that. And I didn't understand that till I got older. That I can't just do. 16 years old. What am I, stupid? But I learned that lesson later on, and it's said that when you do stuff, it comes back to you. And I had issues with my son, uh, times 10. So it came back to me. But yeah, so it is what it is. But you know what? Those experiences made me who I am, and so yeah, I learned from that. But anyway, there's other stories that kind of jet out from that. You know, I'll tell another quick one. So uh, there was some friends that we hung out with. When I was living at Sherry's, and Sherry let us do whatever we wanted. So it's kind of like one from one situation to another. But I try to behave myself there because I was a guest. But there was and I don't know if I should even say names. So I'll just make it a little different. People who know the story know what it is. But there was a few of us that hung out together, and down in Philly, there's a place called South Street. It's kind of like a Greenwich Village, coffee shops, restaurants, a lot of stores and shops, novelty shops and whatnot. And everybody gathers there on the weekends, kind of flexing or whatever, you know what I mean? It's where everybody would meet, you know what I mean? And hang out. And we were walking down there, and there was a guy I knew named Johnny. And to give you a picture of this guy, the man had no neck. Like, the dude was like built like a brick shit house. Now, allegedly, he was on steroids. But he was big as shit, you know. And we were walking down the street, and somebody bumped into one of us, and the dude tried to be all, hard about it. And there was a construction site there with some cinder blocks holding those fences, to surround the construction site. They put cinder blocks on the feet of the fence. Well, he picked up one of those cinder blocks he and lobbed it across the street. And the way he threw it like he was standing still. He just picked it up and just threw it. And that cinder block landed at the feet of this guy. And that guy, you can see the look on his face, like, you better think about it. And, Johnny was a big dude. So one day, it was his birthday, and we were on South Street, and we pick up this woman of the night for him for his birthday. And we're standing in this parking lot, and he's in the car with this woman, and the cops pull up, and they catch him in the act. Like, they see us standing there, we just look strange, out of place, 3 or 4 guys standing there, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" And they start looking in the cars, and they see him and his girl in there. So he didn't get a chance to finish anything. So they pulls out the car, and they kind of ruined his night. So we get in the car, and he's like pissed, and he actually knocked the mirror off of his own car. I don't know. The steroids make you some angry person. I don't know. It just does. And we start riding around the neighborhood, and he stops at every phone booth, and he calls 911 and says that there's a robbery about to go down, allegedly. And then he goes to another phone booth. He says, "Yeah, another one, robbery's going to go down here." And like, he stopped at like 3 or 4 phone booths. And next thing you know, you look down the street, and there's like, must be like 50 cops surrounding this gas station. Just craziness, you know what I mean? Because he was pissed that happened. I could tell more stories about this person, but I'll save that for another time. And I got a lot of them. Anyway, Itches, again, for Lou Bertelli, thank you for giving me a lesson in life that I had to learn late. And a shout out to my boy Craig Mack. Love you, brother. This is for him. And again, don't subscribe. I don't give a shit, really. If you do, great. Comment. I will comment you back. I always try to answer everybody. Again, I hope everybody's having a blessed holiday, and we will talk soon.